Okay, we have here something about court, a court person, court judgment. And then we have here somebody with an Acura. Spiritual court is now in session. Okay, so let's see. This court person could be the judge, a lawyer. All right, peacocks could be significant. All right, tell us more, Holy Spirit. Okay. A Lexus vehicle. So we have an Acura and now we have a Lexus here. Okay, tell us more. They're looking for loopholes with their lawyer. And what I just said, this court person could be a lawyer. They could be a judge. Okay, so this court person is the lawyer. All right, so they are looking for loopholes when it comes to what they did to you, what they stole. They're trying to find a loophole to be able to get away with this crime. Tell us more, Holy Spirit. Look at that. Hush money offered to stay quiet. So this is probably like the first thing that they tried to do. Maybe they tried to offer somebody hush money and you said, no, I'm not going to stay quiet. You're going to say something. You're going to testify. All right. I just saw a lawsuit. So maybe there's something about a lawsuit. Let's see if it comes out. But I feel like this is like the next plan. Now they're trying to look for loopholes. Okay. Something about Airbnb rental. And we have the IRS is involved. So something is going on maybe with a house, a property. Okay, they maybe they didn't pay their taxes or they did some type of scamming here. And this got to do with you somehow. Let's see. Yeah, they got to do with you. You are self-sufficient, okay? You are self-sufficient. You don't need to be scheming and scamming. And it says here, wow. So look, I just saying you are self-sufficient. And then we have here a loan shark is on their ass. So this is someone who's the opposite of you. They are not self-sufficient. They need to scheme, they need to scam, they need to steal, and they need to get money from a loan shark so they could be able to get by. And none of this shit is working. They're still scrambling and scraping. Okay, it's a group of people. Okay, it says here community, your neighborhood friends or people you grew up with. It could be your family as well, but it's a community, it's a group. All right, tell me more. Wow, so for somebody, there is a child, and then that's the word. I'm not going to say it because of YouTube guidelines. I don't want my video to get flagged. In your family, and it says protect your kid or your kids. So you got to be careful with this person in your family. Oh my goodness, yo. I was just going to clarify. I was going to pull another deck after this to clarify if it's a male or a female. And look. We got a male. Oh my God. And this guy, maybe this guy owns a parrot. Maybe this is like one of your relatives who owns a parrot or walks with a cane. Okay. All right. So this is the person right here. Confirmation. All right. Let's see. The number one on this card could be significant. Their birthday could be on the 1st of any month or on the first month of January. Okay. So let's see. What else is a collect? Yo, I just said this person could have a parrot. And look at it right here. A pet parrot. Like, and isn't it like interesting how it's blue and then blue letters? Like, yeah. Confirmation. Okay. Wow. This person has a parrot. And they are they're a Chester. They call them Chester in your family. Tell me more. Your aunt has been making false CPS claims. All right. So somebody's aunt is trying to get you caught up with CPS. Every time that I clarify that, it just tells me the same thing, that they're doing this to try to get you caught up in the system. They want you to be distracted from what is going on right now. They don't want you to be on their standing on their neck right now, because that's how you are. Okay, you're standing on their neck. That's why they're looking for loopholes, trying to offer somebody hush money, you know, because they're feeling the pressure of you standing on their neck. Like you're not gonna give in, you're not gonna give up, you're not gonna stop. You're gonna do what you gotta do. You're gonna say what you gotta say, and they feel that pressure. So they're trying to like distract you by getting you caught up with false CPS claims. You know, so you gotta end up going to the what is it, the court, the family court, whatever, back and forth, all this other bullshit that you don't want to be doing, that you don't need to be doing. because you're not someone that needs to be in CPS. You a good parent. All right. And again, it says here your kid. Okay. Your kid or your kids. So it's like you are a good parent. And this is the type of people right here that needs to be investigated, not you. So they're doing that to distract you. All right. It came out like it's a distraction. It says here tampered with camera footage. So again, like I said, they're scrambling. They're scrambling and scraping right now. They're going crazy. They don't know what else to do. All right. They're over here playing with camera footage, trying to pay people off. They got to freaking pay people to be quiet, or you, whatever. Like, it's just, it's not giving cool, calm, and collected with these people. Tell us more, Holy Spirit. Okay, somebody's narcissistic mother is involved. This could be your mom or somebody's mom. And we have here someone with a goatee is involved as well. It says here your father's side of the family, take it how it resonates. If it's your mother's side, you take it how it resonates. But we got here your father's side. We have here a green car. Somebody with a green car is significant. Tell us more. They tried to 5150 you, okay? They wanted to get you caught up in some type of 72-hour involuntary hold for psychiatric evaluation and treatment. Like, really, bro? They really tried it. This is all part of them, again, a distraction, okay? It could be your aunt. It could be your aunt. Somebody trying to get you caught up in the psych ward, basically. They wanted you to be there. Because, again, look, 72 hours, a distraction, you know, whatever happens in there, you know, anything goes. Like, nah, that's not going to happen. But they tried it, though. And then we have here Eastern Stars in your family. So, again, Eastern Stars are only females. From what I have what I researched. I haven't seen no male. I heard it's only female, so I don't know. So, this could be your aunt, okay? This could be your aunt. She could be an Eastern Star, and that's what's going on here, okay? We have here a karmic Leo. She could be a Leo or is a karmic, all right? There's a karmic Leo that's involved in this, and it could be that bitch right there, that dusty-ass aunt. All right, let me move this down a little bit. Okay. Tell us more, Holy Spirit. It be the closest ones to you. Yup, I just say your aunt. Somebody, you know, that was in your family. Wait, this karmic Leo card goes right there. We have here a group meeting was held. So they had a meeting. Because, again, they're scrambling right now. Wire fraud. So we got wire fraud. Extortion. Take this money and shut up. Okay? Again, take this money right here and shut up. You cannot make this up. Double confirmation that they was told. Somebody told somebody to tell. Look, right now what I just said. Somebody told somebody to tell. So, I don't know. Somebody could have sent somebody to you to tell you to shut up and take this money. Or that's what they want to do. So, let's clarify. Let's see what comes out with that. Let's see what comes out. Holy Spirit, talk to me about this extortion, this hush money. What does the collective need to know with this? Okay, we have here manipulation, trickery. You see this? Illusion and deception. A masculine, a karmic masculine. He could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces. Okay. So there was some type of trickery here. We got a couple. We got here a Queen of Swords reverse. So we got a lying ass Carmisha and a manipulative lying ass Carmelo. All right, two people with this manipulation here. So they want somebody to be quiet because you are exposing, you're letting go of some type of information that you know. Okay, see how it says here, letting go of people, possessions, issues. Like you're not holding on to this information. You see that? Holding on to this information, deep-seated information that you have. Like you are releasing this information. And it could be about pentacles, about money, something that that they did for money regarding you. And they don't want you to talk about this. Look, bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. This is communication in the upright. See that? Communication. So in the reverse, they do not want you to communicate this. They want you to be quiet. So basically, that's what it is. They know that you know their secrets. All right? The High Priestess is secrets. So in the reverse, it's like, you know their secrets. You know the truth. And they want to keep that quiet. So they're trying to manipulate you, with this money. Like, listen, be quiet. Don't talk. All right? Don't talk. Don't communicate. Don't communicate what you know. You see how it says realizing the truth? You know the truth. They don't want you to talk about the truth that you have realized. You see that? Clarity. All right? Look, they even got clear for you. Like, bow, clarity. Look at that. All right? So, yeah, you know what's up. You're not lost in the sauce like they thought. Like they was hoping. All right? What else can we get with this energy here with hush money? Because we see that they did something for money. And you know what they did. Yeah, look. Organization, community. We got the community card twice. What do we have here? Arson. So you could be... This is very specific for somebody. You know that they burned something down. What's at the bottom here? They know it's a losing battle. You see? They know that and they're scared. They know that they cannot do nothing about this. That's why they're going to try to send somebody in if they haven't already to extort you, to be like, listen, just take this money, stop, don't talk about this arson that we did. All right, so the arson could be that they burned something down, and they got some type of insurance money or something like that with that arson. Okay, anything else with this community that the collective knows? Because that's for somebody in specific with the arson. Let's see what else. Oh, you know about this RICO charge. Oh my goodness. Seeking evidence. Oh my goodness. They know. Okay. They know. J. Cole. Okay. Confirmation. All right. We have here a crooked cop. All right. C for crooked. C for cop. Okay. JC. All right. J. Cole. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe J. Cole. I don't know. I keep going. What else? I don't even know. Whatever. Is his sign an Aquarius? Anyways, about this RICO charge, about what they did. All right, it's like a whole right here organized crime. That's what a RICO charge is. It's about an organized crime ring and what they have been doing and how they have been getting money with this wire fraud and all this other shit. That's why they're looking for loopholes. All right, so there's somebody that's seeking evidence, and we got a crooked cop that's involved in this that is going down as well. Okay, let's see what else. What can we get with this group meeting? Holy Spirit. Group meeting that was held. It's given their shooketh. They're trying to come up with another plan. Another game plan. And they're still going to get got. Okay. Wow. Yeah. They had a meeting because they want your generational wealth. And they took your generational wealth. Okay. Let's see what else. So they had a meeting because they took it. Because that's why we're here now. Because they took this money that was left to you. Okay. Tell us more about this meeting. Yo, confirmation. All right. This generational wealth, whatever was left to you was a home or some type of property. So now what I said about the Airbnb is confirming this, that they could be selling, not selling, but like using this house as an Airbnb. They probably burned it down with arson. They burned that shit down. And you know what they're doing. You know that they burned it down. You know that they probably got an insurance policy on this property, this home. This is your generational wealth. And you're just going to get whatever they did. Like, it don't matter. You're going to get it back and then some. All right? So don't even worry about none of this shit. Okay? So that's what I'm getting. Generational wealth is a property, a home. And this is what they're talking about in this meeting. Let me pull from the tarot and see what else comes out. All right? So they're talking about how they try to get away with this and they can't. Yeah, look, it's a bad investment. Let's see what comes out. Tell me more about this meeting, Holy Spirit. So that's what I was getting, that they're scrambling right now. They're scared. They're scared having this meeting, like, oh my God, what are we going to do? You know, like, shit is getting real. This person is not going to take this hush money. This person is going to talk. This person knows a lot. This person is going to get us got. And they are correct. All right. So that's what the meeting is about. Let's see what else we get. There we go. Again, they don't want you to talk. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look, and they know that they're going to lose this house. The Four of Wands is a house. It says unhappy family, postponed, canceled events, canceled reunion, leaving home. If there's a reunion, they don't want to have this reunion with you because they know that you know now, you know, like good, you know, God is keeping these people away from you. If they was plotting to do this, to come to your house, something like that, it ain't happening. All right, but this is, again, this property. And look, community keeps coming out. It's a community. It could also be a home. So that's what they're talking about, that with this is coming out again. Remember, clarity. They don't want you to talk about what you found out, about what you know. Okay, what do we have here? All right, about what they did for finances to get out of a Ten of Swords. A Ten of Swords is hitting rock bottom. And then we have here Three of Wands reverse. All right, so they don't want you to talk about what they did. All right, what they did when they was in some type of financial disarray. You know, they was not able to balance their money out. All right, they was all over the place, lost in the sauce financially. They was in this energy, the Ten of Swords hitting rock bottom. So what they did to get out of rock bottom, to get out of this financial disarray, financial disability, I guess. I don't know why I said financial disability. Maybe somebody was on disability. All right, I don't know, but yeah, financial struggle and shit. All right, but yeah, so what they don't want you to talk about what they did when they was going through that. All right, we have here delays, frustration, you know, like they was so stressed and hitting rock bottom because, you know, it says here lack of priorities. They was probably, you know, blowing their money, you know, and having a great time and having a blast, you know, they was very irresponsible, but they hit rock bottom. And maybe you didn't know this, that they was going through that because they was fronting, you know. And when this came about an inheritance, they was like, oh, I need that. You know, this person in the collective, they don't need this generational wealth. All right. This is, again, what it is. They don't want you to talk about it. They don't need this generational wealth. So they took the money. They don't want you to talk about that, about what they did to get this money when they was down and out, basically. All right. The lengths that they went to do this. And again, it'd be the closest ones to you because that money it was left to you by your relative, and your other relative took it. So if it was your grandparents, this could be an uncle, an aunt. You know, we have a narcissistic mother. It could be a father. You know, it could be somebody on your mother's side, on your father's side. It's someone who is related to you that was not supposed to touch that money, that inheritance, okay, that property, that home that was left to you. They were not supposed to touch that, and they touched it. And now, bow, bow. Pow, pow, bitch. All right, maybe somebody Spanish, because I be saying that what I used to. But like, pow, pow to my baby. Like, pow, pow. Don't touch that. Pow, pow. You know, so look, again, confirmation meetings. They probably even met out in the woods somewhere. All right, because they know that the feds is all over this. They don't want, you know, to get caught up. They don't want to be recorded or something. They probably met somewhere out in the wilderness. Oh, my God. Look, a small town. Maybe they met in a small town somewhere, you know, that they think that they're not going to be followed or something, or someone is from a small town. Tell the small Holy Spirit. This could be even where the Airbnb is at, the property in a small town. All right, look, we got in a secret society. So again, more confirmation with the Eastern stars. All right, these are like the female Masons. Oh, you cannot make this up. Yo, I just said they're the female Masons. Wow. We got here Masons. Secret society organization. Yo, you cannot make this up. Oh my goodness. Wow. These people are really, they're really bothering us. Like, what the fuck? Like, we are just minding our business, trying to survive. And look at these people, like, oh my God, get out of our energy. Y'all wildin'. The Masons, the Eastern Stars. Oh my goodness. Look at this shit. They're guilty. Yup, they are guilty. Absolutely. All right. Your relative is in one of these secret societies. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're mad. Okay, look, they're mad because they got a contract to unalive you. They hired a hitman. This shit is real. Look what we're dealing with right now. Like, this shit is not no game. This shit is for real. This shit is for real. All right. They're a secret society. They got these people everywhere. Look it up. All right. I'm not just talking. Look it up. They in the courts. They're doctors. You see, am I just like, I'm just channeling a lot right now. A high profile. Yes, they're everywhere. They're doctors. They're lawyers. We got the crooked lawyer. They're judges. Like, they're everywhere, y'all. All right, this is going to be a high profile case because these people are involved in this shit. And like I said, you could just be in a small town minding your business and you just trying to survive, looking forward to your generational wealth that your grandma, your grandpa, your mama, your papa, like somebody just left you money and you just like, oh, great, and look at all of this that is coming with this blessing. Like, these people really are demons. Like, look at all of this right here that they tried to do to ruin your life, to steal this money from you. It is just crazy to me. It's really crazy. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, a bus driver. You could be, look, like what I'm saying, like you could just be a regular person like me. We just, just trying to survive. You could be a bus driver in a small town and look what they're doing. My goodness, this is definitely going to be a high profile case because they did a lot just to get this money that doesn't belong. All right, we have here the rich girl. So they did a lot to be in this rich girl energy. And it says here, video evidence. There's some type of, look, I said earlier, a guy with a cane, right? More confirmation. Okay, it could be this guy, some type of video evidence. All right, so look, this is the same guy with the cane. He's Chester. Chester could be caught on video with a child or something like that. All right, because it says here that there's video evidence. Say cheese, ho. All right, this also could be the Leo with this lion. And look, they're going to the psych ward. So look, remember, somebody was trying to get you caught up right here. Your aunt, that karma gonna hit just like that. And I say your aunt could be a Leo. All right, so your aunt could be walking with a cane. All right, or a Leo. Confirmation that they are going to experience what they wanted for you. They wanted you to go to the psych ward. They wanted you to be going through shit. That's what's gonna happen to them. Let's see what else. All right, somebody's first name, middle name, last name has an I in it. What else? A settlement offer. Look at that. All right, so they're gonna come to you with a settlement. All right, because they're powerless and they know that there's nothing else that they could do. Look, they're scared now. You see? Oh my God, they are scared. Wait, I wrote it like this too, so you can see it clear. All right, they're powerless. They're scared now, so they're gonna come to you with a settlement offer. All right, I guess their group is gonna give up. It's not gonna help them. Look at the settlement right here. A pleasant letter. Look at that. Be careful. Talk to your lawyer before you do anything. If you're gonna settle, if you're not gonna settle, whatever you do, talk to your lawyer. All right, before you take any offers or anything like that. Somebody with a vasectomy is significant. Let's see what else. Your relative is working with the group or the coven, the secret society, the organization. All right. And they're not going to help this person. That's why they're going to have no other choice but to try to get you to settle. And you're going to do whatever your lawyer tells you to do. All right. Somebody with a CDL license is significant. This could be you or somebody involved. They would rather die than apologize. Well, then die, bitch. Nobody cares. All right. Somebody is really like not trying to apologize for what they did here. And you solve your own case. That's why they don't want to apologize, because you solved your own case. You already knew what they did. Again, that's why they want you to shut up. They don't want you to talk about what they did. You've been solved it. You already knew how it was going to end. Thank you to the Most High God and the Holy Spirit who has been guiding you through this, through these readings, guiding you through the process, giving you the clarity, the confirmation, giving you the dream downloads, whatever you... Look, I didn't see this card. It flew over here. A karmic couple in your family is involved. And I said something about a couple earlier as well. So whatever it is that you have been finding out, you solved your own case, all right? It was all connected. It was all divinely guided for you to find out this information. And now you're getting close to the end, all right? Be patient. You have to be patient. You know that the feds, they be watching people for a long time before they actually, bust the move, because they want to make sure that they're going to convict everybody, all right? So you got to be patient. You just got to be patient, all right? So let me now pull some names and then I'm going to close it out. See. If you see your name here, this is giving you confirmation. There's a message here for you. If you see the karmic's name, this is your confirmation the karmic is involved. If you don't see any name, that's okay. This is just another layer of confirmation. Take what resonates from the message and leave what does not. Okay, let me get one more. Let's start with this. Taylor, Michael, Allen, Rodriguez, Samuel, Lily, Lillian, Justine, Ebony, Jose, Frank, Tanya, Annie, Campbell, Cynthia, Derek, Sebastian, Philip, Tabitha, Madison, Ruby, Logan, Reed, Jackie, Doreno, Samson, Monique, Dawson, Christy, Willie, and Lydia. Stacy, Cole, Demetrius, Judy, Paul, Beatrice, Patricia, Camila, Renee, Tamika, Walsh, McIntyre, Dennis, Andy, Kelvin, Collison, Rosalind, Brady, Sarah, Holland, Patterson, and Cole. Oh my goodness, I said J. Cole. Oh my God, who is that? Who's Cole? Who's Cole? Shout out to you, Cole. Leave a comment somewhere. This is going on all my platforms. There got to be a Cole on one of my platforms. Wow. Look at that. J. Cole. That's crazy. I just said J. Cole. All right. So did I say this already? Yes, I did. Okay. Now this one. Alfredo, Mark, Nate, Howell, Shayla, Alan, Dom, Monica, Jackie, Malette, Deborah, Jones. Look, that says Parks and Charisse, and I was going to say Patrice. So maybe if somebody knows somebody with those names and they fall in love, they should name their baby Patrice. That just came out right now. Patrice could be significant. So let me start this again. Alfredo, Mark, Nate, Howell, Shayla, Alan, Dom, Monica, Jackie, Malette, Deborah, Charisse, Jones, Parks, Kaya, Bonelli, Givens, Edmund, Lena, Patrice. Yo, I'm not tweaking. Look at Patrice right there. I didn't see that. Like, yo, I'm literally, y'all see how my eyes is going like that. Blah, 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 blah. Look at Patrice right there. Yo, that is definitely confirmation. What? I'm tweaking right now. All right. Patrice, Cruz, Nia, Lakeisha, Arelis, Nunley, Tim, Barrington, Rosie, Yvette, Kennedy, and Carla. All right, y'all. So that's what I got here. I hope I was able to bring clarity and confirmation to whoever needed to receive this message. Spiritual Court is now adjourned. Peace.